What's up now? It's me, Will, back with another video. Okay, first let me introduce myself. My name is Will. I'm a recovering addict. I came up with 5 good reasons why you should never go back to abusing drugs and alcohol ever again. 5 good reasons. So if you accumulated some clean time and you've been clean for a while, say like a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe years, multiple years, I'm gonna give you 5 reasons. This is what I do. You know, this is how I think, this is how my mindset is. All right, you know what I'm gonna talk about first. First thing first, self. Learning to love yourself. Once you learn how to love yourself, I'm talking about have a deep love for yourself. I'm talking about deep love to a point to where as though you as an individual know yourself to a point to where you will restrict yourself from doing the things that you would normally do that can actually hurt you. I mean, having good love for yourself. If I go back to that lifestyle that I live, that's gonna be self-hate. Because the only thing I'm gonna do from that point on, if I ever go back, is that I'm gonna end up destroying myself, who I am as a person. All right? That's the first one. And then, like, I'm gonna tell you, in the program, you got the little 12-step programs, and you also have religious programs. You got a lot of different things that can, like, help you out. And in those programs, they're all designed. I'm talking about from the religious program. Like if you go to church, I ain't gonna say church is a program for you, or you might go to the mosque, or you might go to the Buddhist temple. All those entities are designed to teach you how to love yourself. So that's one, because you don't want to destroy something you done built. I mean, think about all the things that you have done right now to get to the point where you at right now. I mean, even if you only been clean for like a month or a day, if you only been clean for one day, just think of everything that you had to do from the first when you made that decision all the way up till now, 24 hours later. The internal fight that you had to have in between. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not gonna let it trick me no more. You understand? I'm not gonna go back to what I was doing. Okay. Self-love, that's 1. All right, 2, most important right here. Now, a lot of us, we have families, we have children, we have cousins, brothers, sisters, mother, uncle, people that are really genuinely care, they really care about us. You gotta think about it. You gotta think about what you have actually drugged your family members through. Now, you at a point right now in your life when people starting to look at you different. People starting to respect you. They had that for you. You understand? Family. You got children. Look at your children. Especially if you got little bitty ones. Or you might have grown children. Just think about all the time that you were out in the midst of your alcoholism or drug addiction, going out there and ignoring your kids, not really being part of the family. And they looking at you. And your children are looking at you like, am I supposed to be like that? You gotta think about it. You never know what goes through a child's mind psychologically when the parent is absent. So you gotta really think about this. That's a second. That's number 2. That's the second reason. Don't never forget that. Or the third reason, once you make that decision and never go back, you can cancel out all kind of blessings that God have for you in the future. I'm talking about the God of your understanding. You might not even believe in God, but long as if you stay focused and you stay clean and sober, you're gonna get blessed. I promise you that. You're gonna be able to pass the blessing to somebody else by being an example. You understand? Being an example. So that's another reason. Once you make that, that's the third reason. Once you make a decision, don't never look back. and go back to that where you was at. Because you know what it's like. You know what it's like to live an unmanageable life under the influence of drugs and alcohol that you have been abusing. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you again. I say this in every video. I've been clean since March 7, 2007. Clean and sober. I haven't touched nothing. No drugs or alcohol. Not a mind, mood altering substance. Since that day forward. All the way up till now. And this is year 2023. November of 2023. Okay, now 4. Being part of the solution. Now that you clean, now that you sober, you part of the solution. Not just for you, but you part of the solution for a whole group of people that has to deal with you on a regular basis. You got to think about it. Just think, if you, let's say, you're gonna go use today, right? How in the world will other people benefit from you going back to the life of madness? Only one person that'll benefit from you going back to the life of madness is the people that sell it. Those people will benefit from you. And some of them, people that actually sell it, I'm gonna say drugs and alcohol, you have a right to put that in your system or not. But if you stop and you think about it, those people will benefit off you. But one thing you gotta do for yourself is to be able to pass the blessing. You have to do that for yourself in order to keep winning. So you won't feel like, oh, I wanna go use. Or you won't feel like I wanna go take a drink. Keep passing the blessing. Passing the blessing don't mean digging in your pocket, giving money to somebody. You can do that, but passing the blessing is being an example. Because when people reflect and they look at you, subconsciously saying, wait a minute, let's say if the people that reflect, looking at you, knew you when you were actually in the midst of your addiction or in the midst of your alcoholism, they knew you, they seen you at your lowest point. Now, if you're doing what you're supposed to do on a regular basis and they see you for who you are right now, you clean and sober, that's a blessing just for them to even see it. Because you're a miracle. You're a miracle. You actually figured out something that God has given you internally for you to be able to change your life. Do you understand? This is something that's in you. It's rooted in every human being. Every human being has the power of change. But it's up to you to figure out how to activate it. It's up to you to figure out, okay, I'm a living human being. I'm going to go through some emotions. I'm going to go through some changes. I'm going to go through I want to keep going back to use, cravings. You got to think about it. God made you. God made us. You got to think how I don't say we're perfect. Whatever created us, that we need to be able to figure out what to do for self in order to be able to understand what change is. Because we are, as human beings, you got to think about it, we're the only ones on this planet, over all the species that are on this planet, like animals, that we're the only ones that are capable of change. You got to think about it. You got to. Once you figure that part out, you'll be able to pass the blessing on to somebody else. Only reason why I'm shooting these videos is maybe just maybe I can enlighten one person. If I can't, I did the best I can, you know? But deep within yourself, you as a person, you got to figure out the formula that's going to work for you. Because I figured out what works for me. Now it's your turn. You got a body. You have a mind. You also have a spirit within you that can help you change. But you got to understand that you're connected. Nothing is overnight. Nothing happens because it's like instantaneous. It's not like that. It doesn't work instantaneous. But if you learn the faster you learn about yourself, the faster you can change. So the fifth thing I'm gonna tell you on this one, that you'll be able to pass the blessing to someone else. And that's a blessing for you to be able to pass the blessing to someone else, to be able to change what they're doing, so they can have the ability to stay stopped off drugs and alcohol.